Being nonchalant is ruining your life. Yo, I'm always nonchalant, bro. Don't play with me. Yo, for real, you see me outside, bro. I'm not the type of person who yap. I'm very nonchalant, bro. Not because it's a trend, but because I've been like that since I was little.
Nobody wants to try anymore. We all just want to
Okay.
be Duke Dennis, silently eating grapes while showing off our side and jawline.
Yo,
Playboy
this is so true, bro. Everybody wanted to be Duke Dennis, lazy type of people, especially Duke Dennis. Yo, Duke Dennis be all farming, but I think he doesn't do that anymore, right?
Cardi literally just released the biggest album of the year, and it's called Music. But this culture of not trying has created an obsession with being nonchalant. That being aloof and unbothered is the new way to show people how little you care about things and how nothing can get to you. And it's not just brain rot social media culture. If you look at the movie characters that Gen Z is obsessed with, they all exhibit characteristics of being nonchalant.
Yo, I remember these characters, bro, from 2022. Everybody wanted to be like them. Bro, the Sigma edits, you know, the Sigma edits. And then like when you watch too much content of those and then you go outside, you look like you're sad, but in reality, you're happy AF, bro.
But when you really think about it, being nonchalant is actually super lame and is actively ruining your life. And these are the reasons why. Number one, the you're not future paradox. Now, the main reason people want to be nonchalant is because they want to emulate the coolest people in pop culture. I think the two biggest examples in Western media.
If you copy them just because they are nonchalant, yo, you would never be succeed with that. Even though few days you're gonna like have what they have, because you could never be like them. Like, you are different.
I've got to be Future and Duke Dennis. Now, every guy who has listened to Future at least once in his life has tried to emulate Future's persona. You know, you start to talk less, you start to leave girls on red, be more toxic, you're just standing there holding your cup in your hand. But the thing is, you're not Future. If you're Future, 6'2", multi-millionaire, baller, mega superstar rapper, you can get away with being Future. But if you're Joe Schmo in college, you just look super.
Yo, you wanna see how Future looked like when he was young? Look, this is young Future, bro. I don't blame anyone for wanting to look like him. Look at him, bro. I know y'all gonna call me gay. I don't care, bro. He looks majestic, bro, in this picture, okay? I know why everybody wanna be like him, but bro, you could never be like him because you're different.
Lame when you try to be Future. Bro, I cannot imagine the amount of baddies that have been fumbled by guys because they thought they could be Future and just be super toxic. To act like that and be successful at it, you gotta get to a certain level. You think you look like Bruce Wayne, but nah, bro. You look like a threat, low-key. Like, you ever see those Duke Dennis vlogs where he just walks down the street and then women just like, he's like a magnet, they just gravitate towards him? You can be nonchalant when you're at that level, but
yo, Duke Dennis be pulling up girls, bro. Yo, there was this video, right, where Duke Dennis did part 1, 2, 3, I think, or 2 parts. Anyway, he had flip phone. He pulled up girls with flip phones. If I did that, bro, which I have never did pull up a girl before with a flip phone, bro, I won't even get high.
if you're just an average Joe, it's not like people are just gonna approach you for existing. And that brings me to the next reason being nonchalant is ruining your life, and it's that being nonchalant makes it almost impossible to meet people. Like, when you're the nonchalant cool guy that doesn't talk to anyone and is
I think I know what he means. You know how when you're copying someone, Antonio Montana? Anyway, let's say you're copying him, right? But then you meet people. It's like you're talking to your friend and then meanwhile you're copying Antonio Montana, that guy, right? It's like, bro, come on. Okay, we don't know you like that.
standing there, no one's gonna approach you, bro. And don't take this as me talking down to you. I used to be like this all the time. I thought I looked so cool, just like silently sitting there.
Yeah, bro, I used to be like this too, you know. But now I stopped it, bro. I learned a valuable lesson.
You know, you know that the head turn so that you can like show off max jawline. I know all of you do that, okay? Don't cap. But it wasn't until like 4 or 5.
I do that a lot, bro. Okay.
5 months ago that I truly realized I've missed out on a lot of opportunities by just trying to appear super cool and nonchalant. Oh my god, bro. So I'm a sophomore in college, and I remember I was hanging out with a girl recently, and she was telling me how freshman year of college we both saw each other at a business club fraternity like orientation session, and she told me that she wanted to approach me when we were there, but I just looked like I hated everyone, and I looked like I just didn't want to talk to her, so she was too scared to approach.
And you know how when you do this, right, you be like, oh my god, bro, I feel like you would have regrets. Your mind be having regrets, you know, your heart will be like regretting. Or is it just me? I don't know.
Approach me, and that wasn't the case at all. In fact, I was trying to meet people, but I was stuck in that like nonchalant cool guy phase, so I was just like And of course, no one wants to approach you when you look like that. Like, bro, you just look disinterested in everything. And then I talked to like 3 other girls I knew, and I asked them if I was like too intimidating in public, and they're like, yes, like you look like you hate everything. And I realized like being nonchalant is actually a scam. And let me tell you something, girls will pretty much never.
Okay, look, being nonchalant is bad if you're trying to imitate anyone. Okay, me, I used to imitate somebody, but like I was always nonchalant. So I am fine, bro. It doesn't ruin my life.
Never make the first move. So it's on you as a man to put yourself out there. So if you're trying to be nonchalant Duke Dennis and just have girls approach you on the street, that ain't happening, chief. You gotta have the courage to go up and talk to a girl and convince her to give you her number. And if you're not—
Yo, Chad, I accepted my fate, bro. I know no girl's gonna come at me, bro. I am not Duke Dennis, and I'm not trying to be like Duke Dennis. Okay, I'm gonna have one, I don't know.
Nonchalant, that's never gonna happen. Like, let me get your number, you know, type shit. This was like a rude awakening for me. Like, I realized I was trying too hard to be cool, and I wasn't because of it. It wasn't until I realized that being silent and aloof was inhibiting my social skills that I actually changed. And now I like—
Yo, Chad, imagine I copy Duke Dennis. I'd be like, yo, girl, let me get your number, you know what I'm saying? That shit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me get your number. That shit. Like, bro, imagine that was me, bro. But I could never do that, bro, okay?
to think that I'm pretty sociable and like to talk to people, and because of that you will embarrass yourself a couple of times. If you actually try to put yourself out there and try to meet people, you're gonna screw up a couple of times and lose aura, as the kids say. But in the long run, you're gonna be way happier because you're gonna be able to meet more people and people are gonna gravitate towards you more. And that leads me to the next point, and it's that the most popular and coolest people that I know and you know are not nonchalant.
You see, the most coolest people, like the actors, the celebrities, like, bro, these people are not nonchalant, bro. These people are not nonchalant. They're just normal people. Yo, the reason why people like Duke Dennis, these celebrities, these YouTubers, the reason why they have aura is because they're followers and their confidence, okay? I might not have aura right now.
And you probably have friends where, like, wherever you go, they probably know someone. Like, if you're going bar hopping, at every single bar, at every single street, they have at least one friend that they know. It's like that Miles Morales scene where he's walking to school and he's just dapping up everyone and everyone knows him. To me, that's the coolest thing ever. Just to be able to meet people so effortlessly and just be like that cool. And the thing is, you will never get there by being nonchalant. If you just think about it scientifically, in order to be popular, it takes a lot of approaching strangers, potentially embarrassing yourself, and being high energy and affable. None of those are characteristics of being nonchalant. I think we can all agree that the coolest thing anyone can be is authentic. I think a good definition of authenticity is how you would act if you didn't have fear of punishment. So if you would wear a fedora if you didn't have fear of being ostracized, then that is your authentic self. And believe it or not, if you wear a fedora and actually own it and walk around, people aren't gonna flame you for it because you're authentically being yourself and owning it, right? In my opinion, there's nothing authentic about being nonchalant. I find it very hard to believe that by nature, someone could actually be nonchalant. Humans as creatures are hardwired to care about things. Like, honestly, answer in the comments, do you think there's anything authentic about, you know, just shrugging your shoulders, having your hands in your pockets, and just saying type shit and everything? To me, that feels like a massive facade. And I think there's a difference.
You know what I hate? Like, let's say I have a friend, right? And suddenly he's talking about, oh, that shit. Like, bro, that's not how you were speaking, okay? Like, speak normal. Like, who you trying to copy? Duke Dennis? I don't know.
Difference between, like, being reserved and low-key by nature and being nonchalant. I have friends that are not the most talkative and they kind of keep it more low-key, but that doesn't mean they have this standoffish and almost, like, unapproachable persona to them. Like, bro, stop acting like you don't care, okay? We all just screams insecurity because it puts off this vibe that you're too afraid of people seeing the real you. So you put on this character of not caring about anything and not saying anything that would potentially be polarizing or ostracize you from society. That's weak, bro. That's just weak. I think if you're a public figure, I could give you some pass for that. Like, I think if Duke Dennis is nonchalant, he's reached a level of status to where it doesn't matter. And irregardless of how he acts, he has access to anything that he wants. But if you're a guy—
Yo, imagine Duke Dennis was bald. Think about it, Chad. What if he was bald? Would he have aura? If Duke Dennis was bald and he has aura in girls, nah, bro, he's beyond aura. Unstoppable. Yeah, he's better than Thanos. No glazing.
who's on the come up and is trying to build his network, trying to make friends, trying to get women, being nonchalant is not gonna help you at all. And just understand that, like, I was in the same boat, so I'm not trying to talk down to you, because we've all tried to go to school and fake being the main character, silent protagonist.
Was it me though? I remember I used to buy like clothes, right? Like a good clothes, like a jacket. I went to school, but I look fly, bro. I look fly. That's
And you get home and realized you didn't talk to anyone all day and just wasted your time sticking to yourself. And honestly, acting nonchalant feels terrible. You constantly have to put on this facade that you're unbothered by things, and someone could talk about something that you're interested in, but you have to like refrain yourself from actually showing enthusiasm in that subject, because you don't want to give everyone the ick and come off as if you're trying too hard. But that fear of coming off as if you're trying honestly makes you the biggest loser in the room, because you're too afraid of actually showing your interest in things that you're interested in. So if you actually want to be cool, stop acting nonchalant, bro. Like, it is the biggest scam out.
Do not force into being like a very cool guy, okay? If you want to be cool, I don't know, just work something, but like do not force that something like when you're going to public. Okay, being nonchalant is normal for some people. Like, I'm a very quiet person. I'm not gonna say I'm very cool. I'm like a very normal guy. Like, I am quiet. I don't speak a lot. YouTube, if you're watching this, please subscribe, okay? I really appreciate it. Thank you.